All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for keeping you waiting. I've had a very busy morning. Let's go ahead and get started with today's newest chapter of Solo Leveling. Cohagen, it's good to see you there as always. Let's go ahead and begin. Yo, peoples! Qushu92 here. Welcome back to more Solo Leveling Ragnarok. In the last chapter, we were basically, essentially, just having stream over here so that way I can see chat if need be. But also enjoying the fact that I had another gift sent in through Throne, which is this this phone stand, which allows me to have my phone on a stand in a much more professional capacity. It's quite nice. But thank you guys for that. Last we left out on, Suho was essentially explaining that, unlike his dad, he has a different way of approaching things, wondering how exactly he was going to, handle this S-rank gate, even getting a message from the system telling him that you need to clear this S-rank gate. So with that in mind, he informs everyone there, including especially the people who had their memories restored, that I'm not like my dad, but what I can do is create shadow items. And when they're wondering about this, he essentially tests a theory of, hey, these items I've created, can I give them to other people? And can they level up if I'm not directly wearing them? Can they still be used in that manner? Come to find out, yes, that is definitely the case. Such as the Manticore gauntlets that he got earlier, even though the greed one he created is way better, he gave it to Baek-Yoon-ho, who proceeds to decimate all manners of creatures, and the items level up while he uses them, therefore opening up a brand new avenue for power for not only Suho, but for pretty much all of the hunters as a whole. So that's where we're at right now. It's in completely opposite of Jin, who fought by himself. And sure, he had his shadow army, but he liked to handle things on his own. Suho is operating on a wavelength of, I want to make it so that everyone can take part. Everyone can fight. He is emphasizing teamwork. And it shows like one of the last things that Wu was looking at him for. It was essentially, I see so many people gravitating towards him. Of course, Choi Jong-in, Baek-Yoon-ho, Lim Tae-gyu. We see not Christopher Reed, but we see Leonard Nierman. We see Mia Yoon-ho. Oh, great. Miha. I already forgot Baek-Yoon-ho's daughter's name. I forgot that. But not only that, but Thomas Andre shown following Suho as well. So that puts into the mind, oh, Thomas Andre might be joining in a little bit later. So let's see what happens in episode 63. That's the end of the recap. If anyone is intending to make a timestamp, that's where it is. Episode 63. And, it's the dude! Speak of the man! We start this chapter with someone at their really nice-looking condo, chilling out, catching some rays by his very large pool, and someone is next to him. And we see Laura! This man's attendant! His second in command! And she's talking to the dude! Flip 2! You came in at a perfect time because I just started the chapter and the man himself, the main man, has shown up! And we have Laura here going, Sir, there's an item on your agenda that you seem to have forgotten. Really? Weren't you planning to visit Korea after dealing with the Asura Guild? Oh, right. To meet with that Sung Soo-ho. It's still too early to harvest that fruit. Excuse me? We already undid the damage to our reputation by showing those Asura bastards what we were made of. Besides, didn't this Suho fella just get promoted to an S rank after a Didn't this Suho fella get promoted to an S rank after a reawakening? Besides,
Didn't this Suho fella get promoted to an S rank after a reawakening? There's nothing to be gained from heading to Korea right now.
Didn't you want to avenge Randolph's death, sir?
This is about honoring his death, not vengeance. And the best way to honor Randolph's memory is to make a pretty penny out of it.
And this man stretches his very large arm up to the sky as if he's looking to grab the sun.
In that case, this may be the opportunity you've been waiting for.
And Laura passes something to the man.
Huh?
An S-rank gate has been sighted in Korea. It's the first of its kind. The Korean government is currently recruiting reinforcements from all over the world.
And it shows that in this recruitment, Suho is front and center for it. And the man smirks.
Looks like it's finally time to harvest that fruit. Laura, contact the Korean Hunters Association and let them know the Scavenger Guild is open to providing support. Get my private jet ready. We're heading to Korea immediately.
Bro, he's already going there. I imagine his voice would be more like Frankie's in the One Piece English dub.
Laura, contact the Korean Hunters Association and let them know the Scavenger Guild is open to providing support.
See, here's the thing though, Flip Dude. The reason why I'm
Trying to give him a little bit of a surfer dude attitude a little bit when he speaks
is because that's the voice I gave him when I read through Solo Leveling on my channel originally. So it's more like a verbal tick for me to give him that voice, but I have no problem just changing his voice to how it sounds in the anime and also how it sounds in Solo Leveling Arise, because that's also the official voice for Thomas Andre in the English dub. So I have no problem just like kind of switching it over.
Laura, contact the Korean Hunters Association and let them know the Scavenger Guild is open to providing support. Get my private jet ready. We're heading to Korea immediately.
But my thing is, Tom, we were just talking about like, oh, Thomas Andre is going to encounter Suho sometime in the future. This man said we're going to Korea right now! Right now! He's going to Korea right now! Okay.
Get my private jet ready. We're heading to Korea immediately.
Yes, sir.
Randolph, I'm going to milk your sacrifice for all that it's worth. I can promise you that much.
Wow. And even here, we see Thomas Andre's face, but we don't see any glowing eyes underneath the shades at all. Interesting. I don't know how he sounds officially, but I always heard Frankie a lot more bravado and spunk. No, you're right, because that's how he sounds in the Solo Leveling Arise game.
He has that kind of flair to him. He's like, call me your Goliath.
Like, he has that sort of flair to it. I just stuck with the surfer dude because that's just the voice I gave him when I read through it originally. So it's kind of it was kind of like personal preference for me.
I'm gonna milk your sacrifice for all that it's worth. I can promise you that much.
Solo Leveling Ragnarok here, chapter 63. And then we get Choi. And he's sweating, going, wow. And he's looking, and apparently, Suho has made a ring. Mihai, good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And apparently, Suho has made a ring, but it looks like a very big ring.
Shadow item. Torch, level 1. Creation rank. Heroic. Type, accessory. Bracelet.
Oh, it's a bracelet. It's a bracelet. I wonder if it's going to shrink in size in order to accommodate Choi's wrist, because the way he's holding it, it is way bigger than his wrist is. Wow.
Shadow item. Torch, level 1. Creation rank. Heroic. Type, accessory. Bracelet. Stat boost, 10%. Defense, plus 40. Strength, plus 3. Vitality, plus 4. Agility, plus 5. Intelligence, plus 9. Perception, plus 4. Flame damage boost, plus 50%.
So, the thing that gets me is that in the previous world, when it came to the best possible item for a mage to have to boost their power, the best that they could get their hands on was something, the best they could get their hands on was something at 50%. I remember after reading through the light novel. But here, if these items can increase their power, then that means this thing can steadily grow more powerful for the flame damage boost over time.
Flame damage boost plus 50%. Effect. Active skill. Instant ignition level 1. Required mana 30. I wanted to say 30%, but required mana 300. Activation time for flame-based skills will be reduced by 30% for a duration of 1 minute.
Ooh. And then we get Suho speaking to him.
That's the shadow item I created for you, Guildmaster Choi Jong-in. I named it Torch.
Torch? And it shows the bracelet going on Choi's arm, and it looks like it did in fact shrink in size. So even if it was a ring, it would have shrunk in size as well. So that hypothesis would have, fit too. Torch? Thank you. And then Choi's thinking, now that I've received my custom item from Suho, I can grow stronger just by using it to hunt monsters. You've already created so many items for us. Are you sure you're not pushing yourself? And then Suho, who looks clearly tired, goes,
Not at all. I'm fine.
And the words haggard are right over Suho because he is spent.
And I'm already done making items for all the hunters who were present at our last meeting.
What? You don't look fine at all! And then Beru comes out.
Of course, young master is tired. Not only has he been hunting day and night collecting quality ingredients for heroic tier items, he's also been keeping up with all of Amur's daily quests.
And it shows Suho hunting these creatures, but his eyes are like filled with bags, like multiple bags under his eyes. But he's destroying creatures, and he has to go through all of Amut's training daily too. And he's been going through tons of recovery potions too.
He hasn't had a wink of sleep in 2 days. Those recovery potions are the only thing that's keeping him going.
He's been pushing himself to keep his promises to us. And Choi is just looking at Suho, who's just yawning because he is just dog-tired. We'll need to work just as hard if we don't want his efforts to go to waste.
I just need to deliver this gauntlet to Director Wu Jinchul, and then I'm done.
If you're on your way to Association headquarters, I'd be happy to escort you.
Nah, no need for you to go out of your way to.
It's no trouble. In fact, I'm headed there myself. To meet with Thomas Andre. He's already there! He's already there! He's already there! And it's no trouble. In fact, I'm headed there myself. To meet with Thomas Andre.
Thomas Andre? As in the one-man army? Isn't he supposed to be America's top hunter?
And then we cut to the Hunters Association building with Choi and Suho walking there. And then Suho's eyes open wide as we see numerous hunters standing in front of him.
What's with this huge crowd outside Director Wu's office?
And then there's chills going through the area as they all look pensively at Suho. They're probably members of Thomas Andre's guild, the Scavengers. Sorry, I'm no Ian Sinclair when voicing Choi Jong-in. They're probably members of Thomas Andre's guild, the Scavengers. Suho, could you wait here, please?
The Scavengers? Aren't these the guys who tried to steal that pyramid dungeon from us? Don't tell me these bastards are actually here to help us clear that S-rank gate.
And then the door opens, and I like how it centers in on one of Choi's eyes, and it goes straight through the reflectiveness of his glasses, and we see his red eye underneath. And then we have Wu greeting Choi. Come on in, Guildmaster Jong-in. And it shows Laura, but it also shows the legs of the man himself. This is Choi Jong-in, the Guildmaster of one of our top guilds. Nice to meet you. I'm Choi Jong-in of the Hunters Guild. So this is America's #1 hunter.
Nice to meet you. I'd introduce myself, but I'm sure you all already know who I am.
And it shows Thomas Andre. Face, here's the thing. We haven't seen his full face all of these chapters. And even when he's been in some of these chapters, it's either from behind, from the side, or part of his face. And here, his face is still in shadow.
Nice to meet you. I'd introduce myself, but I'm sure you all already know who I am.
The nerve of this guy. And then Laura starts.
Let's start this meeting then. Allow me to explain the terms and conditions you are expected to meet in exchange for our participation in this mission. Number 1, you will not accept any assistance from guilds other than the Scavengers. And 2, the Scavengers will be entitled to 80% of...
Whoa!
And 2, the Scavengers will be entitled to 80% of all gate rewards.
80%? You can't get anyone else's help but ours, and when we do help you, we get almost pretty much all of what's inside. 80%?
80%? That sounds more like extortion.
And then Thomas smiles.
Extortion? We're offering you a very fair deal.
And then he just lifts his feet and slams them on top of the coffee table.
If your nation had the power to deal with this crisis on its own, you wouldn't be crying to the world asking for their help, would you?
That's a theft? 80%? Yeah, it's theft.
If your nation had the power to deal with this crisis on its own, you wouldn't be crying to the world asking for their help, would you? I think our offer is more than fair, considering the potential repercussions of an S-rank dungeon break.
And then we get the full introduction. Thomas Andre, the one-man army, Scavenger Guild, USA. And we see his face with them same old shades and the same old hair. Though in this instance, his hair doesn't like go up in a bit of a flare in the front. It's just mostly swept back. It's still wild, but he doesn't have the tufts of hair in the front of his hair just kind of going up wildly. They're not here to have a discussion. They're just here to intimidate us. And that's Choi. Our request for support was a precautionary measure, as there is insufficient data on S-rank gates and the threats they may pose. Have you not heard that we recently gained 2 new S-rank hunters? Our association cannot abide by such ludicrous terms. We'll be seeking support from elsewhere. Thank you very much. And then Thomas loses that smile and he goes,
So, here's the thing. A while back, there was a bit of an incident in Egypt involving a pyramid dungeon. Perhaps you've heard about it. We suffered the loss of a founding member of our guild, along with many others. It's been reported that the perpetrators were members of the Asura Guild, along with a Korean hunter. Our reputation took quite a hit after that incident, and people believed that the Asura Guild had overtaken us. And so I had no choice but to pay them a little visit to clear up the confusion. And there, I found out who their Korean accomplice was.
And while he's speaking about all of this, it shows him basically having bodied the entire Asura Guild. Like, there's destroyed ground everywhere. Everyone is either unconscious or just badly beaten, including Leo.
And there, I found out who their Korean accomplice was. What was his name again, Laura?
Sung Soo Ho, sir.
And both Choi and Woo get jolted by hearing Suho's name.
Suho? Right, Sung Soo-ho. We suspect he may have had a hand in the murder of our Randolph. If you won't accept our terms, I'm afraid we'll have to demand compensation for all the damage Suho has done to our guild. Are you sure you want to risk losing one of the few precious S ranks in your country?
He's literally threatening, saying like, are you sure you want to refuse me and I therefore kill your S rank in this? He literally just threatened Suho right now.
Are you sure you want to risk losing one of the few precious S ranks in your country?
And he's tapping his head, tapping his finger on his head.
Doesn't sound like such a bad deal now, does it? Of course, if Mr. Ultimate Weapon over there wants to settle this man to man, I'm down for that as well.
And Choi just kind of jolts, but then he also grits his teeth.
Don't let him provoke you.
We've got enough on our plate with the Apostle of Iterum and that S-rank gate. Adding the Scavenger Guild to our list of enemies will only slow Suho down. And then someone who's not in the room goes,
This is really starting to piss me off. I thought you were here to help, but you're only interested in robbing us blind.
Hey, where do you think you're going, you brat?
Come on out, you coward.
Crazy bastard!
come on! And it shows Suho basically forcing his way through the door while and here's the thing, all the people that were waiting outside of the office were all big, burly dudes. And Suho is ignoring every single one of them because they all got him in a grip and he's walking as if they aren't even there.
Come on.
And it really does show that they're using all of their strength to try and hold Suho back, but it's doing nothing because they're gripping him tightly. The veins are popping up on their head and their arms, all over their bodies as they're doing their best to stop Suho from moving, but Suho's moving as if they're nothing.
Come on.
Yeah. And it shows Thomas sitting there and Laura kind of looking at him like, Suho!
Sorry to barge in like this. You can lecture me later once I'm done here.
What are you thinking, Suho? And then, with just one swift motion, he throws off every big dude. And mind you, these dudes were taller than Suho, and he just tosses them off.
You're supposed to be America's top hunter, right? Then let me add a condition of my own to your deal. First come, first serve for all gate rewards. No exceptions. If you scavengers are as good as you say you are, I'm sure you'll be walking away with way more than 80%, right?
And then, the fact that he's just talking to Thomas Andre like this, both Wu and Choi are like, ah! Internally.
That does sound fun.
And then Thomas stands up and he stares at Suho and they face each other off.
But here's another idea. What if I just beat you to a pulp right here, right now?
And then Suho responds with,
Then I guess people would assume the Scavenger Guild flew all the way to Korea just to pick a petty fight. Besides, what makes you so sure you can defeat me?
And then Andre! Mind you, Suho is already causing his own power to course through him while he says this. Andre takes off his shades and looks at him, loses the smile, and goes,
Lousy brat.
and power starts coursing through the both of them, and it fills the room. This is a Luffy and Douglas Bullet using conquerors to square up against each other type moment right now. And that's it. We end with Suho and Andre flexing with each other's magic power in this moment. Oh, you know he's Jin-sun! He's Jin-sun! As soon as he got more than enough power, it's all like, I go from being meek to the mighty, and even the mighty. What makes you think you can even beat me? Ah! The number one hunter in America! And if we're still going by the national level hunters thing, he is the number one national level hunter in the world! And Suho, just like his daddy, just looks at him and goes like, so you're just trying to rob us blind then. And if you're trying to pick a fight here, then it'll make it seem like you flew back after just picking a petty fight. Huh. And besides all of that, what makes you think you can beat me? And Thomas, who probably has never had anyone speak to him in this manner, takes the shades off. It's like Stan Edgar from The Boys when he's talking to Homelander and he takes his glasses off. Like, what do you know about Frederick Vaught? And it's just like, it's just like that. He took his shades off and he's going, lousy brat. After Thomas Andre just vocally said, and mind you, he stated, after trying to say, the only way we're going to help you out is if we are the only ones to help you, and by the end of it, we take 80% of everything and leave you with only 20. We'll help you out, but we pretty much take the majority of it. We won't take a cut. No, you take a cut of what we take. And not only that, we're also here because we would like to, settle some matters concerning that Suho had a hand in the death of pretty much a founding member of this guild. So don't you think this is a fair trade? Or would you rather lose one of your S-rank hunters after gaining them so quickly? This man just said, like, this is a fair deal you're getting. To refuse would mean that I kill your S-rank hunter that you recently got. Suho already fed up because just like his daddy, his perception skill is high enough where he can hear everything that's going on in there. Just like Jin is capable of hearing everything, he can hear everything as well. And then he bursts into the room while these strong men, these very strong men, can do nothing to him. Hold on. Let me get back to it. So Suho barges into the room, these strong men doing nothing to him to even hold him back, and then he just tosses them off, saying like, it's really bothering me how you're trying to extort us. Wouldn't it be fair if it's first come, first serve? And what makes you think you could even beat me to begin with? And he just starts talking down to Andre. Really is Jin's son. And now we're here at a moment where both Suho and Thomas Andre are already looking to square off right now. The speed of which Suho is going through matters where he's had to deal with the same things that Jin had to deal with. He's already contended with Hong Dong-soo. Already done. Turned his shadow into an item, his own personal gauntlet, and now he's already dealing with Thomas Andre. The time frame in between messing with either of them, I want to say is a little bit wider, because when it came to Hong Dong-soo getting beaten by Jin, Thomas Andre showed up immediately after Jin just basically tossed his body like a ragdoll in the previous time. But here, some time has passed, so there's a bit of a difference there. But now we have Suho who's preparing to face off against Thomas Andre. I love Thomas Andre. Dude's an awesome character. Just the power and the bravado and the confidence and just the sheer aura this man exudes from himself. And to see Suho, who already has aura of himself, for himself, just seeing them going back and forth already. It's not even, I didn't even think we would see Thomas Andre show up in front of Suho during this year. I thought it would be something that could possibly lead into the next year. But seriously, already we got Suho versus Thomas. So, next chapter will be decent. Oh, I think so. Either one or two things will happen. Either they go forward and square up Not in the building, because the building is not going to survive. Especially if Thomas Andre is involved, it's not going to survive. The building will be gone. So either they'll settle this matter in a different location, or they decide to put things aside in order to take care of the gate and then square off later. Either one of those things. Imagine getting bodied by father, son, and the grandchild. Yeah, Dong-su got that generational butt whooping. He got beaten by the grandfather, he got beaten by the father, and he got beaten by the son. It's like, what? This dude could not catch a break in any timeline. But also, Kitty, good to see you as well. So Dong-su took that generational beating. But Thomas Andre, if Suho's training with Amut has been any sort of indicator of just how much more powerful he's become, this will be the ultimate test. Because Thomas Andre is, out of everyone in the world, the strongest hunter, aside from Jin. This is how you, let's see, my mouth is zipped about what's about to happen. You will love it, I think. Oh, thank you, Mihai, because some of you guys may have read, like, the scans that have come out early, so you kind of already know what's about to happen. But I thank you guys for your discretion. I really do appreciate it. But I'm looking forward to seeing whether or not one of my theories is correct. Either way, I know that Thomas Andre trying to square up against Suho would in fact be a sight to see. Because we just saw Suho square up with Dong-su, and Dong-su's was a matter of, oh, I'm just squaring up with you to see how strong you are. Oh, the gap is too large. But not the gap between Dong-su's strength and yours, but just truly the fact that Suho was way stronger than Dong-su could have ever imagined. Dude tried to dip as soon as he saw that Suho was not bothered or fazed by anything. Always discreet. I don't know why the word discreet is not a word that needs to be hid. Why is it hiding that? I'm trying to show it. Flipdo, sorry about that. I don't know why it's not showing I'm always discreet. But it's so weird that it doesn't even show up. Huh. Sorry about that. I hope Ragnarok gives Andre more justice than the OG series did. We had like a couple of moments with Thomas Andre, or like his fight with Jin back in the day. But that was kind of it. Because Jin broke him off like a Kit Kat bar, and the dude had to recover for quite a while. It didn't take him too long, so I really do hope we see way more of Thomas Andre this time. Discreet. Yeah, I don't know why Flipdo saying I'm always discreet is held for review. That is so weird. That is so weird. I'm being so discreet, even that I even hide the discreetness. Yeah, but this should be fun. Only grandfather, father, and son. Let's see. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is weird. He's saying discreet here, but the previous one kind of hit it. I don't know why that was. Weird. Yeah. Poor Thomas met Jin on the wrong day. Yeah, he met Jin on the day when his friend Jinno was being threatened and beaten and pretty much almost tortured by Dong-su. So it was like Batman telling Freeze, today's not a good day to push me, Victor, during Arkham City. It was literally like that. Stranger didn't show it. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Sorry, it's a YouTube thing. I still want them to bring names back, because I don't like handles. I like people's usernames. I'm more comfortable with that. So I'm still waiting for them to bring that back. But with my theory, I just hope that Park Dojin cannot take over Thomas Andre, hoping the shadow items counteract the star fragments. I hope so as well, because I said this beforehand. Thomas Andre is literal power. Aside from Jin, he is the personification of strength, the strongest. Popped in, see ya. Kitty, thank you for stopping by. I greatly appreciate you. But the way Thomas Andre is, I really hope that either his power is so vast that the star fragments won't work on him, Or like you say, the shadow items themselves are capable of counteracting the effects of an apostle and the star drops themselves. So that's what I hope for, because losing Thomas Andre, the potentiality of losing Thomas Andre to the opposing side, it would be disastrous. It would be as if Kamish himself was on the side of the opposing team, facing off against Suho. Don't think Thomas Andre was done badly in the OG. The only character that was terribly utilized in the original story was the Star Hunter from China. What was his name? Liu Jiang? Liu Zhigong? I think it was it Liu Zhigong? Hold on, let me look this up. Once again, thank you for the phone stand. Yeah, Liu Zhigong. I remembered his name. Without actually looking it up. Liu Zhigong from China. Yeah, Liu Zhigong. Yeah, we saw a little bit of him, but not too much. Not too much to the degree where it was like, oh, okay, so he stands up there with Thomas Andre. We knew he was strong. He's China's star hunter. But we didn't see too much of him from the previous time. So I would like to see Liu Zhigong as well, which is funny enough, we didn't even see him amongst all the people that Wu was imagining people being drawn towards Suho in the last chapter. We didn't see Liu then. Interesting. But I would like to see more of Liu Zhigong this time and see if he could, have a bigger spotlight than he did in the previous timeline as well. So we'll see. But what we have here is a conflict of powers at this moment. Suho and Thomas Andre are ready to square up right here, right now. And the only way things are going to calm down is, I don't know if Wu's going to be able to calm everyone down, or if it's going to be Laura telling Thomas Andre that it would be bad for them if he just straight up destroyed the Hunters Association while he was there trying to fight Suho. So I don't think it would be much of an advantage. I said it before, but just like I expected Lee Young-suk to be the S rank to be taken over, I expect Christopher Reed to be taken over, to be the taken over national level hunter. We'll have to see. But Lee Young-suk being taken over as an S rank, that's already a concern. So now it wonders the question, just how much power does a person need to have in order to either resist the star drop, or how little do they need to have in order for it to take effect on them? So there's still some questions I have, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter to see what is what. But overall, yeah, ending this chapter with Suho and Thomas Andre looking like they're about to square off, that is what I call a good cliffhanger, and I'm looking forward to next Saturday's. Yeah, actually, next Saturday will be the last chapter of Solo Leveling Ragnarok in the year 2025, because the last day of December will be on a Wednesday, the week after this upcoming week. But we'll have to see how this year ends Solo Leveling Ragnarok on a cliffhanger and see where it goes from there. I think it's a bit too soon for us to go to a new season, so we'll have to see. I wonder if he can take over Monarchs too. That is a question. That is a good question. Such as the heirs of the Monarchs? We would have to see. Given the fact that some of the Monarchs are willingly wanting to side with the Apostle of Itarim, we'll have to see if Park is willing to let them operate on their own, or if he feels like, just for a little bit of insurance, maybe I'll use Star Drop on them so that they don't maybe possibly betray me in the future. Just like kind of keep tabs on them somehow. Because when it comes to someone like Park Dojin, I get the feeling of TL. I get the feeling he's the type of person of wanting to make sure that he has those he could use on a leash. And we still don't know how the other two fragments are going to be and how it may change his personality when they arrive and his power increases even further. How his way of thinking will possibly change. Or if he changes at all and he just grows in strength and keeps the entire mindset he's always had since he's been inside of this adult form. We'll have to see. Especially when the other fragments arrive. We'll see if things change. We'll have to see. But overall, I'd say this was a fairly decent chapter, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. And I will be keeping an eye out and seeing if we're going to get another chapter next Saturday, or if we could be going on break because of, the new year and everything, and maybe we start in January. I don't know. The official, and I mean the Korean, have been taking loads of breaks, so I doubt we're changing to a new season since they wouldn't take hiatuses if it was the case. We're on break till the 24th over here. Until the 24th of December or January. If you say the 24th of December, then yeah, it might be, then we'll just continue like normal then. Yeah, we'll just continue like normal then, because considering there are already scans out of chapters going forward, 2 more chapters where you read? Got it. Okay, so it looks like we'll still get some more chapters. I just thought I'd bring that up. But overall, decent chapter, and I am looking forward to the next one. With that being said, I still got some things to do today. Kitty, she stepped away. We're supposed to be doing like a delicious food stream later on, and then I got to continue with my 24th of December. Thank you. Thank you, Mihai and Flip2. Still got to continue working on my 2025 game review video that I'm going to have out before Christmas for all of you. And then some other things I need to take care of as well. But Flip2, Mihai, Cohagen, everyone else who's watching, especially even if you're just lurking in the background, you don't have to speak up. Don't even worry about it. I just wanted to say thank you for tuning in. I wish you a wonderful day as well, Mihai. Thank you for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Onwards and upwards as we continue to strive towards 100,000 subscribers. But first, I just want to say, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Even consider checking out the Patreon because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!